ResortLoop.com is proud to be sponsored by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. Joffrey's now offers coffee subscriptions. You can order a 3, 6, or 12-month subscription. You can choose from 3 collections: the Flavored Coffee Collection, the Roastmasters Collection, or the Disney Signature Coffee Collection. Each collection includes 3 bags per month. With the Joffrey's Coffee subscriptions, never run out of great coffee again. Learn more and order at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The body of water that you see to the right of our forward motion is the Seven Seas Lagoon. The Seven Seas Lagoon is a man-made creation that took 3 years and the removal of millions of cubic yards of earth to complete.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. This is Tim Scott at ResortLoop.com. You've found the gateway to the magic once again. I hope everyone's having a very magical week. I know things are going on out there, but as long as everyone stays safe, mind your P's and Q's, we'll get through this together. Speaking of together, joining me once again on the show, we teased it on the last show, we made it happen this show. Joining us is Mr. Jeremy Hunt again. Hey, Jeremy.
Hello, Tim. Are you washing your hands?
I'm washing every part of my body whenever I can.
Excellent.
Which is awkward at work, but hey, you can't say I'm not being safe.
Well, you have to be careful what to wash, when, and where. But
there you go.
Yeah.
So today, Jeremy, we're going to catch up, and I don't mean that as a condiment. I mean it as we're talking about the Food and Wine Festival.
Taste of EPCOT.
It has started earlier than it's ever started before.
And it's going to last longer than it's ever lasted before.
The marathon of food events. Pace yourself or you will cramp up.
Because it's July, and if there's anything better on a nice, brisk 95-degree day, it's sweating around the World Showcase, eating delicious foods, and drinking alcoholic beverages.
While wearing a mask.
While wearing a mask. That tops it off.
Oh, but I'm excited. Everybody's getting out there. Everyone's, the wheels are moving again. People are starting to get their Disney food on, as some might say. So we're going to go over the menus. One of our favorite times of the year. One of the most glorious times of the year is to talk menus. And I think, Jeremy, you're a guest on the show. I want you to start off with some menus, and you actually have some experience. So as we go down the list, you're going to share some of your firsthand knowledge of this event.
We have to pause briefly at Germany. We'll get there.
I love this story.
We're going to start off in Africa.
We are. What is in Africa, Jeremy?
Africa has some spicy Kenyan vegan corn, and is there another kind of corn? But they have spicy vegan corn with white beans and pigeon peas. Oh. Quinoa, an ancient grains medley, and I don't know how to say this slaw, but looks like kachumbari slaw.
I think you got it. Go with that. Kachumbari, yeah, go with it.
Sure. And this is apparently an all plant-based dish. And so it sounds kind of good. I don't know what pigeon peas are.
I don't know what kind of part of the pigeon they come from.
I don't know if but they're vegan.
They're vegan. So that's very important to me.
And then we have a piri-piri skewered shrimp with citrus-scented couscous. And I don't know what piri-piri is, but I do like my shrimp skewered.
We're going to say, I'm going to guess it's spicy. I don't know that. I don't know what piri-piri is. Maybe we'll do a little Google search later on that one.
we can Google piri-piri. And for beverage side, they have Tusker Lager. Ooh. Sounds like a beer option. And a Jam Jar Sweet Shiraz, Western Cape. Is that a beer too, or is that a wine? I'm not sure. Shiraz.
I don't know. I want to say wine. It's a Jam Jar Jar Binks Sweet Shiraz. It's got a Star Wars theme to it.
That's right. Misa back.
Awesome. Hey, I'm going to jump us down. We're going to go to the Appleseed Orchard. They have a charcuterie and cheese plate featuring Burton's Maplewood Farm Applejack Brandy Barrel-Aged Maple Syrup.
Nicely done.
Thank you very much. Maple syrup, you can dip some cheese and fine gourmet cured meat. Forget about it.
What's not to like?
Oh, followed by caramel apple popcorn.
Yep.
Oh, that sounds good too. I'm a big fan of caramel popcorn. I've never had the caramel apple. I'm going to fire up the minivan.
But I'm willing to try it.
And then the beverages here at the Appleseed Orchard, I probably couldn't pick up. This is a highly apple-based thing. Apple-based food kiosk. They have the frozen apple pie. That's the non-alcoholic version. There's a something called the Heavy Seas Brewery Chopper Cannon Citrus IPA. I believe that's code for beer. But you want the word Tropicana in your beer. Followed by the Three Daughters Raspberry Lemonade Hard Cider. That's a local brew out of St. Petersburg. Well, it's local if you're down there. If you're not, for me, I'd have to have it imported. And then the Cider Boys Banana Bliss Hard Cider. That's actually from Wisconsin. And the Apple Blossom Sky. That's a Fanta apple with some ginger beer, apple brandy, and some of that famous Burton's Maplewood Farm Applejack barrel brandy aged syrup that was on the charcuterie plate with mini marshmallows. That does not sound sweet at all.
No, you're going to have to just wait a while after you enjoy this. Is it a drink or a food? It's a drink. It's hard to say.
It's a drink, so I'm guessing it's something nice and frothy. I can picture it. I've not had it. Anybody gets this, you let me know. I'm picturing like a frosted mug, although they probably don't give you frosted mugs to walk around World Showcase with.
No, and they, you can't walk around and drink anymore. Did you hear about the change?
I did. Why don't you tell everybody about the change so everybody knows moving forward what this new regulation is?
Yeah, so we had some folks chin strapping it. That's what we call it. Chin strapping the old mask with the drink walking around World Showcase.
Or the Joe Rohde earring mask.
So now Disney has said, hey, you can enjoy your drink, you can enjoy your food, you can take your mask off, but you have to sit down. You have to be stationary. I suppose you could stand up too, but you can't be moving around with it.
Nice. Okay, we have to pause this real quick, Jeremy. I've got the definition of piri-piri sauce.
Go.
The most commonly found ingredients in the piri-piri sauce are chili peppers, lemon, vinegar, garlic, bay leaves, and oil.
Well, I'm not sure about the bay leaf part, but all the rest of it sounds great.
And if this article I'm looking at is correct, it means pepper. So I was, for some reason, correct on my pepper or my spicy assumption. I don't know why. On that, take us down to Brazil. Not the country, but the menu.
We're going to Brazil, and we have crispy pork belly with black beans, tomato, and onions.
Ooh.
So this is chunky bacon, right?
Heck yeah, it is.
Pork belly.
Who doesn't love a good pork belly?
I like the belly of a pork. And we have Brazilian cheese bread underneath that.
All right.
It's snack eligible. It looks like it's snackable. Cheese and bread, two of my favorite food groups. And for beverages, they have the MIA Beer Company Barbosa Black Beer. Going for the Pirates reference, I guess, huh?
Nice.
From Doral, Florida, or Doral. I'm not sure. I'm even from Florida. I don't even know what that is. And frozen caipirinha. There's a way to say that, Tim. There's a correct way. I'm not sure which one.
I'd say caipirinha, but I don't know. I think you nailed it.
Caipirinha.
Why not?
Featuring LeBlanc, and then there's another word that I can't pronounce. But it's a drink of some sort. It's $11. It has alcohol in it.
I think the caipirinha is like a liquefied man-eating fish, but I'm not really sure about that.
I hope not.
Well, you'd have to pick the teeth out, or else it's a really kind of chunky. We're going to jump down to Canada, where it's the world famous, you've seen it made on the Resort Loop recipe box, the Canadian cheddar cheese and bacon soup with a pretzel roll for $5.25.
If that doesn't say July, I don't know what does.
I want more hot soup and stew.
Big bowl of cheese soup, baby.
And the other world famous Canadian food from World Showcase, the Le Cellier wild mushroom beef filet mignon with the truffle butter sauce.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
And food-wise, that's all they have out of Canada, but what else do you need?
Filet mignon and a bowl of cheese. I mean, come on.
And let's see, out of the beverages out of Canada, there's a blackberry fruit beer, something called an Inniskillin ice wine. Ice wine is very, very popular. I've not had it, but I've heard it's extremely sweet.
Don't know of this.
And then there's a fine Merlot, and I say Merlot because I can't pronounce the first three words. But they're all Canadian, they're all fantastic, and they're all from our friends up north.
What is strangely missing is maple stuff. Where's the maple stuff?
We got the maple in that...
that was up front, wasn't it?
From the Appleseed Orchard, from the Applejack Brandy barrel-aged syrup with mini... the aged syrup, there was the syrup, yes.
So next we have Citrus Blossom, and this is a booth from Flower and Garden, isn't it?
I would not be surprised. I think there was going to be a lot of Flower and Garden elements in the food and wine this year because of the whole wait timing. Flower and Garden, what were they open, Jeremy, for like a week or two before they were like, we're done?
I literally think it was. We were planning to go because it's our favorite festival of the year, and then, well, nope, that's gone.
Wow.
So Citrus Blossom has lobster tail with Meyer lemon emulsion and grilled lemon. I love grilled lemon. And we have crispy citrus chicken with orange aioli and baby greens.
Oh,
Sweet, sweet baby greens.
I'm going to give the usual Resort Loop trademark on this one. You know what aioli is?
It's mayo.
The fancy word for mayo because they can charge you more.
It's very expensive mayo.
Very expensive.
In this case, it has oranges in it. What do we got down here? Beverages. We have orange cream shake and a souvenir. Oh, okay. This is the Orange Bird Sipper Cup. So we bought that last year. The orange cream shake is literally like the orange push-up bar, ice cream bar. And when I say it's just like it, it literally is like they just took it, melted it a little bit, and poured it in a cup. It's super thick. It's like a milkshake. We drank a few drinks of it, and it was so sweet. We took it to the bathroom and rinsed it out and just kept a little Orange Bird guy because that's what we really wanted.
Wow. So is it similar to like an orange creamsicle
Orange
flavor?
Bird, this is really cool little take home.
Oh, who doesn't love the Orange Bird? Does that taste like similar to like an orange creamsicle that I'd be familiar with?
It absolutely does.
Okay.
And that was my orange push-up thing. Maybe that's a West Virginia. I have a great many West Virginia words that probably don't make sense outside of that area. It's a creamsicle. Yep. And I'm looking at the Orange Bird as we speak. He's on my shelf.
Awesome.
We have Isla Morada Beer Company Coconut Key Lime Ale from Fort Pierce and Orange Sunshine Wine Slushy.
Nice.
Which sounds kind of good.
It does sound good. I'm in a citrus mood today, I think.
Say that again?
I think I'm in a citrus mood, though, today.
Yeah, we're citrus fans.
We are.
Take us to China, Tim.
I'm taking us to China. Here they are starting off with the chicken dumplings with Chinese slaw. I recommend the Chinese slaw, by the way, just because I don't know if you caught the news story today, Jeremy, that they think cabbage might be a good fighter for the coronavirus. That was actually on the news today.
How do you use it? You eat it, or you have to apply it another way?
Well, you should mainly eat it, but if you'd like to apply it as a body dressing or some kind of mask, I'm sure we could do something with that. But you need to ingest it in a slaw-like form, like this Chinese slaw with the chicken and dumplings. They also have a Mongolian beef bao bun, which has no medicinal effects whatsoever, but
well, that's a bummer.
Just enjoy it.
That's a letdown.
And the beverages in China are the jasmine draft beer, something called the Happy Peach, which is a peach liqueur with a dark rum, and the Baijiu Punch is a Chinese bao juice spirit with lychee with coconut and pineapple juice. That sounds very tropical and very delightful.
It does. That is made for July. That sounds great.
There you go.
I think we're going to Earth Eats next.
We can go to Earth Eats. I'm a big fan.
Earth Eats. Is that a flower and garden, or is that a traditional booth for the food and wine?
I am not positive about that one. It sounds kind of food and wine though to me. I could be wrong.
Right, so I think the Earth Eats is are these all vegetarian, vegan things? I believe so. First on the list we have the Impossible trademark. Farmhouse meatball with lentil bread, spinach, marinated veggies, and creamy herb dressing. So, is this a sandwich?
I think it's just a meatball.
I think it might just be a meatball with sides.
Well, it says with lentil bread, so I think it might be like an open face type thing.
Yeah, okay. And then we have the Impossible Burger Slider. Here we go. Here's our sandwich
there
option.
You go.
With wasabi cream and spicy Asian slaw on a sesame seed bun. And a chocolate pudding terrarium.
Oh.
I'm not sure what that is, but it has avocado cream, matcha crumble, and baby herbs. So these are all plant-based options, but they sound really unique. I would give these a try.
By terrarium, I wonder if they mean it's like in a clear kind of bowl type, sphere type thing.
One would think. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And for beverages, we have Bloomin' Blueberry Lemon and Ginger Tea featuring Twinings of London from over there at the Britain Pavilion. Playa Linda Brewing Company Violet Lemonade Ale. That sounds really nice. Bloomin' Blueberry Lemon and Ginger Tea featuring Twinings. And Tito's Handmade Vodka served in a mason jar. That sounds really good, too.
Nice. I did some investigation. The chocolate pudding terrarium is served in something that's very similar to like a ball type canning jar, but it's only it looks like it's maybe an inch or an inch and a half tall.
Oh,
so it is clear and you can see through it. So there's that. I imagine it's probably plastic though. I don't think they're making glass and handing that out, but
don't think that's allowed.
Don't count on that, but it looked good to me. All right. That takes us down to France.
Let's do it.
One of my favorite European countries. It's in the top 12. Let's see. Oh, this is going to be...
You have to say all the French words, by the way.
Oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, watch how I do this. The goat cheese tart with caramelized onions on a flaky pastry crust.
There it is.
They also have the braised duck confit à la orange with mashed sweet potatoes. And the brioche cake filled with light pastry cream and a raspberry coulis. That's only $3. That's a little dessert there, I think. That sounds really good.
What is a coulis? A coulis?
He was on Full House. I think he played Joey. Actually.
Welcome to this episode of Stump the Tim.
If I don't know it, I'll make something up rather quickly. And then there's a bunch of different, apparently, French drafts, something called the Kronenberg. There's something called the Very Raspberry. It's a rose wine with natural raspberry flavor. A lovely Bordeaux, Merlot, and Cabernet blend. So if you like your wines blended.
Who doesn't?
Exactly. And then there's the La Vie en Rose frozen slushy featuring some vodka, Grey Goose La Orange, some German liquor. It's Germain liqueur, not German. I was like, why would there be German liquor in a French drink? And a red and white cranberry juice. Rather pricey at $11, but you're at Food and Wine. That's one of the more expensive things I've seen on the menu so far, actually, at $11.
It really is. That's, well, I think we had a 15 at one point sometime back.
I'm sure we probably did. Oh, I think we have a story coming up here. Germany.
All right, so Germany. We trekked over to Germany, which is about as far as you can get, almost as far as you can get from the front gate, because we, on purpose, wanted to try the pasta gratin. So Germany always has a gratin, basically a fancy mac and cheese type of thing.
Yeah.
That they normally have at the walk-up window. But this one is a pasta gratin with ham, onions, and cheese, and it's got a German name to go with it. And so we got there. We wanted to try. So let's just roll down through it. They have the pasta gratin. They also have a roast bratwurst and a Prop and Peller pretzel roll. That's the same company that makes the big pretzels for like Jock Lindsay's Hanger Bar and all that. Okay. Delicious. And then they have an apple strudel with vanilla sauce. We wanted to try both of those first options, the pasta gratin and the roast bratwurst. So I show up at the food booth, and every food booth now has the plexiglass, and the cast members, most of them have the face shield. They don't have just a normal mask. They have the big plastic face shield down. I'm moving my hand like you can see over a podcast. So we are between my mask and a plexiglass window and their face mask. And I said, I would like the pasta gratin, 2 of those, and 1 of the roast bratwurst. And she said, what? And so I repeated, pasta gratin, bratwurst. She steps out from behind the plexiglass. Clearly, she's not hearing me, so I'm speaking louder. I'm saying, I want the pasta gratin with the bratwurst. And she says, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're ordering. And so she walks up to me, and we're both looking at the menu placard that's there in front of the booth, and I point at the pasta gratin, which, keep in mind, it has the German word, but then literally under it says pasta gratin with ham, onions, and cheese. And I said, I want that. How do you say that? And for all the world, it sounded like she said chicken noodle. And I laughed, and I said, I'm sorry, what? And she says, we use the names for the dishes, not the descriptions, and that's the chicken noodle. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not sure where the chicken is in
right.
this, but I'll take 2 of the chicken noodle then.
Right.
And she's like, okay. And so we got 2 of the chicken noodle with the bratwurst. And so I reached out to a German friend of mine and said, can you just settle this for me? Like I gave him the German word, and I'm like, I heard this pronounced as chicken noodle. And he just sent me back 3 of the little laughing emojis. And he pronounced it, and I'm going to try to pronounce it just so everybody can laugh at me. But he pronounced it something along the lines of Schinkennudeln.
Yes.
So he's like shink. So it's shink. It literally means ham noodle. Schinken, I guess, is ham. So ham noodle. So the moral of the story is, if you're eating a pasta dish with ham and it's called chicken noodle, you're probably in Germany.
There you go.
Yep. And it was delicious, by the way. So we love the normal little gratin, but sometimes it can be a little bland, like it needs a little bit more salt. This just perfected it. So it's pasta, it's cheese, but it has the salty ham, and it's delicious. For beverages here, we didn't try any personally, but they have They have some beers. Looks like, it's all beers. They have four different beers that I'm not even going to try to pronounce, but I'm sure they're delicious.
I'm sure they are. I love the fact that she had to come out from behind the counter and get closer to you and then look at the menu and you had to point. I think that's fantastic.
Try the chicken noodle. It's amazing.
That's right. And try the veal. I'll be here all week. That takes us down to Hawaii. The food there. The Kahlua pork slider with a sweet and sour Dole pineapple chutney. They call it spicy mayonnaise. I don't know why it's not spicy aioli, but if it was aioli, instead of $5.25, it'd be $6.25.
Yeah, it's cheaper because of that.
Exactly. And they have the teriyaki glazed spam hash with potatoes, peppers, onions, and spicy mayonnaise. So,
I've heard that Spam is a Hawaiian thing.
It is a Hawaiian thing.
I haven't had Spam since I was a kid, and I don't know what goes into it. I'm not sure I want to know, but if you fry it, it becomes delicious food somehow.
Somehow it does, and it's like a delicacy in Hawaii. The teriyaki glazed spam and hash and potatoes, yada yada, is $4.25. One of the cheaper things I've seen on here. Drink-wise, they have the Maui Brewing Company Pineapple Wana Wheat, which I believe is some sort of ale.
Sounds like it.
There's the Florida Orange Grove Sparkling Pineapple Wine. It's from Florida, but it's got that Hawaiian pineapple flavor. And here we go, the Alani Sunrise, Dole Pineapple Juice and Grenadine. Oh, vodka, Dole Pineapple Juice and Grenadine. So don't order the Alani Sunrise. Alana Miles, Black Velvet. That's a bad song. Oh, Jeremy, take us down to the next one there. Where we're at?
Hops and Barley. Hops and Barley sounds like a place for lovely beers.
I was going to say a comedy team.
Food.
I was going to say a comedy team.
that too. New England lobster roll on the menu here. Warm lobster with fresh herb mayo and a griddled roll. So your classic lobster roll. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Southern seafood boil. Or if you're from the South, it'd be a Southern seafood ball.
Ball.
I said ball.
Ball. I said boil. Wait, I think I just went to foghorn and leghorn. Never mind.
Never go full foghorn. So the seafood boil has shrimp, mussels, crawfish, potatoes, corn, and andouille sausage.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It does sound good. And then they have a freshly baked carrot cake and cream cheese icing. I saw a picture of this guy, and I love carrot cake. And this thing was completely covered with the cream cheese icing. It looked thin, like it was pourable almost, like they poured it over. It looked awesome. And these guys have... Oh, my goodness. We have 2 or 3 beers. We have an Angry Orchard Rosé hard cider. We have a wine at the bottom. We got all kinds of stuff to drink there at Hops and Barley. And good food.
That sounds really good. I'm a big fan of this one. I think I like this one. The Islands of the Caribbean, which sounds like a new movie franchise. However, it's a Ropa Vieja empanada with a tomato aioli. See if they can charge more for that one. Jerk spice chicken with roasted sweet plantain salad and a mango chutney, yogurt. And then the passion fruit cake with a coconut flan.
Have you had flan?
I think I had it once. It's kind of like super custardy or something, and I don't think I'm a fan of that texture necessarily.
Yeah, it's not my favorite texture, but it's got that almost burnt caramel taste to it. Tastes delicious, but yeah.
You've had this one here?
Fruit. Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. How about the jerk chicken?
I've never had a jerk chicken.
Oh,
I've never tried to jerk a chicken.
We'll leave that right there. And then they have some beers there and a frozen mojito for $10.50. So fantastic. And so we keep going, so we don't go back to the other thing. Let's take us right down to Italy there, Jeremy.
We're going to Italy.
I hope there's no chicken on this.
The margarita. Rustic Italian flatbread and tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese.
Oh, nice.
Classic Italian pizza. Delicious. We have La Classica, cheese tortellini with ricotta, provolone, fontina, parmesan, vodka sauce, and crispy bacon.
Ooh.
That has bread, bacon, and cheese.
Heck yeah, it does.
Right to Flavor Town on that one.
Oh, don't go into
that. And we have traditional Sicilian cannoli. Crisp pastry filled with sweet ricotta, chocolate, and candied orange. Not sure about that.
I'm a big fan of the cannoli, but I'm not sure I'd like the orange with that myself. That's just me.
Yep. And so we have some Pironi Nastro Azzurro Pilsner. And the Pilsner part makes me think beer. And we have Pinot Grigio, which is a wine. See, I know a lot.
You do.
I don't. I don't know what the rest of this stuff is.
You don't
They have various
that.
other drinks that have Italian names. They have sangrias.
There you go.
And then we move on to Japan.
Japan has the tempura donburi, 2 pieces of tempura shrimp with a vegetable tempura with a tatsunu dipping sauce over sushi rice, $8. And I believe, Jeremy, didn't you have this recently, or you've had it before?
My daughter's had this, and it is expensive. Well, I mean, for one of the meals, it's expensive. But according to them, it is a lot. The shrimp are huge, and then the vegetable, I think they call it like a vegetable patty. It's almost like a squashed cylinder of vegetable that they fry, and it's on a bed of rice, and they absolutely loved it. They raved about it.
That's awesome. That sounds really good.
Unlike the next one that you're about to read.
Oh, the frothy ramen chilled noodles with dashi broth topped with an egg white froth.
Nope.
They didn't have it, or it just doesn't sound good to you?
It doesn't sound good to me.
I concur. I don't like my noodles chilled, and I'm not sure I like an egg white froth.
No, I'm going to have to pass on that one.
Now, this is a little more interesting. The chirashi sushi flower pot. It's fresh cut salmon, a salmon roe, and spinach served over sushi rice with furlake and topped with poke sauce.
I've seen pictures of this, and it looks beautiful. I'm not sure what enough of the things are to know if I would like it or not, but it looks amazing.
I'm a big fan of the salmon, so I'm thinking I would probably like that one. I like the poke flavor. But the beverages in Japan, you got that Kirin draft beer, that famous Kirin draft beer, a strawberry nigori sake, and then you have a vodka with lavender syrup and yuzu juice.
Can't get enough of that yuzu juice.
There we go.
So coming up, I mean, guys, this is a mac and cheese booth. Like it's hosted by Borson Cheese. So a mac and cheese booth. I'm not sure if this is new, but I don't remember it. But this is a place that I need to get to. So shocker, they have lots of mac and cheeses. So let's go down through them. They have gourmet macaroni and cheese with Borson garlic and fine herbs cheese. So garlic and fine herbs cheese, topped with herbed panko.
Okay.
Breadcrumbs. Sounds great already. Next, we have buffalo chicken macaroni and cheese. With Borson garlic and fine herb cheese sauce topped with carrots, celery, and blue cheese crumbles.
Oh, I do love the buffalo and blue cheese combinations.
Every bit of that sounds good, but I'm also thinking, depending on the location of this booth and the temperature and the humidity outside, you're going to have to be guided by wisdom on some of these things.
I think you'll be safe because it looks like it's in World Showplace.
Oh, okay.
So I think you'll be good with this.
In that case, you're good. You're in air conditioning,
Yes.
and you can set for a minute. So lobster macaroni and cheese with Borson garlic and fine herbs cheese sauce and lobster cream, topped with herbed panko. We have macaroni and cheese with house-made Italian sausage and peppers. That sounds great. And you can get a collectible Spike the Bee spork. So Spike is the bee that's the kind of like the mascot of Flower and Garden, I think. Is he?
Oh, I don't know.
So he must share the spotlight with Orangeburg, but you can find Spike the Bee stuff all over the place.
Nice. Excellent. I'm going to take us over to Mexico.
Please do.
The ribeye taco. Ribeye steak with a ranchera salsa and a corn tortilla with onions, chives, and a lime wedge. If you're not a steak taco guy, and I don't know why you wouldn't be, you get the pork tostada, the fried corn tortilla with chipotle black beans, roasted pork, fresh salsa verde, onions, and cilantro. And then you can finish it off with a couple Mexican craft beers. They have a sangria, the classic margarita, and the mango smoky margarita, which is mango puree, good. Mezcal, applejack, lime juice, and agave nectar with a chili lime rim.
Yes, please.
You may have two. You're not driving.
That's right. Plus, by the time you walk out, it's gone anyway.
There you go.
It's going to take you a while. I've heard good things about that tostada, by the way. Sounds really good. Looks great. It's pretty big.
Oh, tostada is Latin for flat taco.
I like tacos, no matter what the shape. And so we're going to Morocco next.
Yes.
And this first thing is on my list. I've got to try this before this goes away. And since it's going to be like a 9-month festival. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Not really, but I mean, close. We have a beef kefta pocket with caramelized onions, garlic, and spicy tomato sauce, maybe? I'm going to say that's a word for sauce.
We'll say fancy word for sauce.
But I think this is new, and it looks awesome. Kefta is delicious. And so they also have spicy hummus fries with cucumber, tomatoes, onions, tzatziki, and chipotle sauce. That also sounds great.
Yeah.
And they have a chocolate baklava, rolled phyllo dough with toasted almonds, dark chocolate sauce. Who doesn't love a baklava?
Oh, I so love baklava. I will say the word we were looking at, concasse, whatever, is a cooking term meaning a rough chop any ingredient, usually vegetables.
Well, there we go.
So it's just chopped up really rough and probably easy to eat with a spork.
Along with your kefta, you have rough chopped onions, garlic, and spicy tomatoes. And for beverages, they have a Mediterranean beer, a Casbah Prestige Red, a red organic sangria, and a Mimosa Royale, sparkling wine and orange juice topped with orange liqueur.
Awesome. I think we're going to wrap this up with just the last two here, Jeremy. I'm going to go to the refreshment outpost where you can get the all-beef hot dog if you haven't had that yet. Ice cream floats with your choice of a fountain beverage. So you can get a float probably with Sprite, Coke, and maybe Beverly. All right, that's a bad rumor. Don't start the Beverly ice cream float. And Coca-Cola slushies.
No.
And those are all listed under food, so I'm not sure why a slushy Coca-Cola lemonade is under food, but it must really fill you up. And then there's a different draft beers under there. Why don't you take us down to the refreshment port?
So what's the difference between the refreshment outpost and a refreshment port?
I think it's which way it plugs in.
Whew. Okay, so we're going to the port this
You can
time.
charge your phones at the refreshment port.
For food, we have traditional poutine, which is French fries, beef gravy, and cheese curds. That's also on the list. Perhaps not at 1 p.m., but it's on the list.
Yeah.
And they also have Dole Whip pineapple soft serve, and we all know what the Dole Whip is. And then for beverages, the first on the list here caught my eye. They have Dole Whip pineapple soft serve with Parrot Bay coconut rum.
Tropical.
So Dole Whip with rum poured over it.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep, I'm sold. And then they also have Dragonberry Refresher featuring Bacardi rum, a Zing Zang Seasonal Bloody Mary featuring Absolute Vodka, some beers, some good stuff there.
Jeremy, it's looking like this food and wine festival, as extended as it is, there's lots of good food there, and you're going to need it to be extended so you can try everything.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to one day this one.
Oh, my goodness. Gorge around the world.
Advice from your doctor anyway.
We'll be gorging around the world. Oh, my goodness. So, Jeremy, how many of these things are you going to go get over this food and wine festival, being a local down there?
You know what? We're going to – okay, so they have the reservation thing now, obviously, and so we can't just go. And that's a bit of a bummer because so we moved this year. We moved a little closer to the mouse this year. One of the things that we looked forward to was being able to pop over in the evening, especially to EPCOT for a festival. You just go over for an hour or two, try a thing, come back home. You can't really do that now. You have to get a reservation. So we are going to try to get more of the EPCOT reservations versus the others because it's so hot right now. We're going to try to maybe saunter around the world as opposed to riding all the rides.
Yeah.
We're going to definitely try to get to a great many of these things. Some of the stuff we read tonight was already on the list, and some new things caught my eye. It's going to be fun.
And that's why you move closer. You're almost what I would call hyper-local. Like, if you wanted to go to Disney right now, you're like, Tim, I'm done talking to you. I found this show boring. I'm leaving. And you can leave right now. How long does it take you to get to a park?
We could be, the closest is the studios. We can be there in about 7.5 minutes.
Nice.
Springs is about 10.
Look at that.
So pretty close, you know.
So I would call that hyper local. That's fantastic. Now, granted, you did it in the middle of a pandemic, but you know,
right? You know,
it's temporary though. You know,
lemons, lemonade,
exactly.
That whole thing.
Exactly. It's all right.
We hope one day COVID will be a thing we think back on, and when it is, it'll be fun to be this close.
Oh, it's going to be a blast to be that close. You can still go to Disney Springs, and it's going to be one of those times when, you know, we're going to look back. Everyone's going to say, remember that COVID year when no one could get over there and we were just missing it so much, and now we're going anytime we want? You'll be like, you won't say the good old days, but we remember when.
Yes, just the past days are good enough. We were talking to a cast member, and she was saying, won't it be cool when I'm about to leave my house to come to work and I'm picking my mask up and I think, I no longer have to do that.
True, yes.
That's going to be a good day.
Yes, and we're all going to get there. We're going to make it.
We are. But I tell you what, it was nice just to have this festival back again. It's a little semblance of normalcy when things definitely aren't normal, but to be able to wander around and have some good food and hear the EPCOT Music and World Showcase, it's a taste, not only of EPCOT, but of normal.
Yes. Oh. Well, Jeremy, thank you so much for joining me again on another show. I really, really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me back.
Oh, anytime. Where can people find you? Let's throw that out there again.
Jeremy Hunt FL on Instagram, and hit me up in Looper Nation Live.
Fantastic. Jeremy, thanks again for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com. As Jeremy said, he's over at Looper Nation Live. If you're not on our private Facebook group, send me a little invite. We'll get you in there. We talk a lot of Disney. I'll tell you, we didn't do Monorail Monday. We did Haunted Mansion Monday this week. Everybody posted their favorite design element. I might do a show about that. I found that it's not Halloween time, but one thing about having this show is I just kind of talk about what hits me at the time, and I wanted to talk Haunted Mansion. Yeah,
I hoped you would. I saw all the responses there, and it's an amazing ride. Please do a show about that, Tim.
Oh, you can twist my arm. Everybody, thanks for joining us. Once again, you've been listening to The Gateway to the Magic. Take us out, Jeremy.
See you, everybody.
Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoop.com.